Hey there, join me in this hips, glutes, and shoulder strengthening workout. Listen, we have a tri set as well as multiple sets that we're going to be doing, rotating through a hip movement, a glute movement, and a shoulder movement. So lots of volume in today's workout, so we really strengthen those areas. But the best news is there's no squats and there are no lunges. You're welcome. Now, you'll need a couple of pairs of dumbbells for this workout. I recommend a kind of a lighter moderate. For reference, I'm using a pair of 8s as well as a heavier moderate. I'm using a pair of 12s. And if you're doing this in real time, welcome to day 8 of the 12 days before Christmas challenge. All right, let's go get warmed up. All right, we're going to start just with some shoulder circles while we're standing and then head down to the mat. So tighten up that core for me. Bring the arms behind, really exaggerating this range of motion. So as mentioned in the intro, we have a tri set. So that means 3 exercises in a row. And then we're going to go through 3 sets of those before we move on. For our lower body, most of the moves are unilateral, meaning we're just working one hip or one side of the glute. And then for the next series of moves, we'll do the other side. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's take it down onto all fours. Wrists under shoulders, knees apart under hips, left hand behind the ear. Bring that elbow in towards the inside of the other elbow and rotate up. Still getting into the shoulders here as well as your T-spine. Last 2. 1 more. Other hand, light behind the ear, elbow touches inside of left elbow, and then rotate up as much as you can. Really leading with that right elbow, and then taking your gaze up as well. 2 more. Plug that wrist underneath the shoulders. Left knee, let's drive it in towards the left forearm and then bring it up slowly so the inside of the knee is level with our ground. And then slowly, so now the quadricep is level with the ground. Slowly back down to the inside of the knees line up. Now reverse the direction. So we're going through this articulation very slowly and trying to get a lot of range. Internally, externally rotating through the hip. Let's do 1 more each way. Quad lines up with our mat, come down, finish it the other direction. And knee down. Let's take the other knee and obviously double up your mat if this isn't feeling good on the knees. Right knee towards the forearm. Now inside of the knee parallel to the ground. Rotate. So now the quadricep is parallel to the ground and bring it in. Rotate the other way, reversing that direction, taking it slow. 1 more each way. And back. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to start with a single leg glute bridge. Now we're going to stay on the same leg. So I'm going to cue left and right on this, and I want you to do your left and your right. That way we work each side and just not one side the whole workout. So we're starting with a glute bridge. Left leg will be our working leg. Right leg is up. With the heel, you're going to be able to feel it with that left fingers, then we're driving up and lowering down. So let's get set up. Back of the neck is long. Can you feel the left heel with the left fingertips? Awesome. Now this right leg, we're just going to keep it bent and keep it still. Now press through that left heel and then lower down till the hips just barely touch the mat and then press up through again. Good. Oh, hi, Bella. That's Bella, everybody. Oh, keep going. Larry locked her out of the kitchen. Oh no, Bella. Come on, girl. Come on. There you go. Find Larry. Sorry. Hope you're still doing that. Hip bridge, left leg. Really get some height with that. You can even push off the ground a little bit with your arms if you'd like, but it's really coming through that heel so you can feel the glute working. Now, when the timer goes, we're going to roll onto our right side so that that left leg is still working. Hips are stacked, and then bring that left hip forward more. Straighten that top leg, bend the bottom knee, press the hand forward, lead with the heel, abduct. Sideline hip abduction, still the left side. Lead with the heel for me. And again, you want to be on hip extension. So I want you to roll that top hip forward, press that heel behind you, lift it up and lower. Hitting that outer hip muscle. We'll move into a shoulder exercise for our last part of our tricep. So you're going to want to grab something that you can press above your head. So just getting you set up. So we're moving in 3, 2, 1. All right, so just your left arm. So again, we're just the left arm. Half kneeling, or if this bothers the knees, please stand. We're taking the hand at the shoulder and then rotate it so the palm is facing you. Press and down. One arm press. Lighten the load. That's a great way to bring that intensity down. If you have shoulder issues and you shouldn't be pressing weight, do the motion against gravity. So just your hand. Try to keep the rhythm. Moving back to that left leg, single leg glute bridge. So it's all left side for 3 sets. One more. Excellent. All right, so left heel's close to the bum. If you'd like, you can even place your hands on top of that right knee and you're pushing through that left. That's optional. Otherwise, we're down, hands on the mat. When we get up to that high bridge too, kind of pause it for a breath. So if you want stronger muscles, and seriously, who the hell doesn't want stronger muscles? It's volume that gets us there. So volume in terms of how many sets we're doing. That's why we've got 3 sets, and through the full 12 days, if you've been doing the series with me, we have been doing quite a few sets on moves. So I'm hoping even in as little as 12 days, you're going to see results. Time. All right, lie on your right side. Bottom knee can be bent. We're going to bring that top hip forward, straighten that top leg, push it behind us, lead with the heel and lift. A lot of people ask me what's a good alternative for a stationary lunge if they just don't want to lunge. This is a great alternative. So no, it's not going to work the exact same muscles as a lunge, but you will get your hip stabilizers, which you're probably feeling right now, which if they're weak can make lunges and squats really uncomfortable on the knee joint. So sometimes we just need to strengthen up into the area above the joint that's bothering us, and then you're able to do the moves. Woo, 2 more. Last one. Woo. All right, half kneeling, left arm press, or again, stand, okay? If kneeling isn't working for your knees. Palm is gonna face you, nice and tall in the body. Press it, breathe out. Good, and don't hold too hard of a grip with the dumbbell either. It's just a nice light grip. Oh yeah, getting tough now. Let's get in one more. All right, final set on this left side, okay? Single leg glute bridge. Again, we want to feel that left heel with the left palm, and then we can have the hands down by the side, right leg up, press to that left side, and drive. Or we can bring the hands around the knee, and as we drive up, we kind of pull the right knee in towards the chest slightly. You should be feeling that in the glute. If you're feeling it all hamstring, no glute, let's bring that heel closer to the bum. All right, lie on your right side. Left leg's working still. Bottom knee bent. Let that head fall onto the bottom arm. Push the leg back. Bring the hip forward. I like to bring that top arm in front to kind of ground me. Lead with the heel up and down. Woo, getting a little burny there on the side of the hip. Where are we for time? 5 seconds. All right, final left side here. Half kneeling or standing, left arm presses, nice and tall in the body. Left hand resting at the shoulder. Exhale, press up. So we're going to move into the right side, same thing. But recognize that each side of our body can sometimes be a little different. So that's why I love doing these unilateral drills. So it gives you an opportunity to really get to know your body and know where there might be some areas that we need to focus on. And you may find that the side hip, especially the side hip lifts, is one of them. One more. All right, so single leg glute bridge. You remember which leg? That right leg. Good for you. So you want to be able to feel that right heel now with the right fingertips, arms down by your side, lifting, pressing. We're not swinging the left leg either. When the hips come down, you go right into your next rep. Come onto that left side now. And I prefer the head down, not like this, onto your hand. I know, I'm super bossy, but your neck actually likes this position better. Bottom leg bent, top leg pressed back, lead with the heel. But yeah, I am super bossy. Ask anyone who hangs out with me. So again, this is the one where, you might feel like, ooh, okay, wow, this is getting a lot more tired quicker than the other side. And these are all things just to take note. Observe, and then you know what you need to focus on. moving forward. So we ideally want each side of the body to have the same strength. One more, and come on up. All right, so it's the right arm now. It can be half kneeling or standing. Nice and tall on the spine. I've got my back toe tucked under. I find it helps stabilize my hips better. We've got a breath out as we press up and then lower. This may be another side too, where you find that one arm is stronger, one shoulder is stronger than the other. The nice thing too, with this one in particular, working one side, so again, that unilateral training I was talking about, we have a lot of core fired up. So as I press just using one arm, this left side of my oblique and of your obliques really got to fire up to keep the core still and centered. Because it's easy for the core to work when you've got weight equal on each side of the body. Harder when only one side's working with weight. All right, let's go back to that right leg glute press. And if you like, you can have the hands light on top of the knee, heel close to the bum on that right side, drive up and lower. And again, if you're just feeling hamstrings or if the hamstrings are cramping, bring that heel in closer. If that still doesn't help out, I want you to go into two leg, okay? You're not ready yet for one leg. So what's happening is your glutes aren't being recruited if your hamstrings are cramping. The hamstrings are trying to take over and they can't. It's got to be glute. So dial it back. It's always best to think about regress to progress instead of just trying the advanced move and hoping that one day your body will catch up. Time. Lie on that left side, top leg straight, hip forward, hold on to the ground with that top arm pressing into the ground, and then lead with the heel. You would think that if you just kept doing the same thing, even if it's sloppy, eventually the body's going to figure it out. It doesn't. Or it does, but it remembers in poor movement pathway. So poor posture, crappy positioning, and now you're strengthening and reinforcing that to your body. We don't want that. Because you'll get to a point where it's going to take us even longer to unlearn that, as opposed to dialing it back right away and then following the steps. Time. All right, right arm presses. 30 years of personal training. It's half and half. I've got to push my client as well as pull them back and get them in a better movement position before we push them. Gosh, I can't believe, next year. So if you're watching this in real time, I almost started singing a song, in real time, 2024 will be 30 years of doing what I'm doing. I've seen a lot of changes in the industry. Oh. One more. All right, last set of this, and then we're going to move on. Some amazing changes in the industry, and then some not so good changes. Here you go. Right foot in. If you'd like, grab onto that left knee. That's totally optional. Otherwise, arms are down by your side. Press through that heel. Once again, though, if that hamstring's cramping, what do you want to do? Two leg, okay? We will get to one leg, but let's just get to two leg and get you firing your glutes properly. If you even have to, if you're one of those where the hamstring is cramping and you've got 2 feet on the ground, palpitate your glutes. All right, so that basically just means feel your glutes and see and feel them fired up. All right, let's lie on that left side. Again, we want top hip forward, top leg back. It's got to be in hip extension. Toe down, lead with the heel. Bottom leg bent, 3, 2, 1. Lift and lower. I just love this move for our hips. Actually, this whole series, I'm really loving. I hope you are too. Yes, I know some of you have exercise ADD and the same thing can be monotonous, but it's the same thing that gets all of the fibers in the muscle going and gets you stronger. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hello there, hip. Last 10 seconds. We'll give the hips a breather. In 3, 2, 1. Woo. Oh, wow. Okay, right arm press. Standing or half kneeling. Nice and tall in the body. Arm is here. Maybe the other arm is out for some stability. Press and breathe out. Now we're moving back to that left side. We're going to need your lighter dumbbell and then both of the heavier of the moderate that you grabbed. For our hip and glute exercise, it's unilateral, but our shoulder exercise will be both arms at the same time. Oh, one more. Woo! Okay, so get those dumbbells set up. We want the left hip on top. So lie on the right side. Knees are bent, feet are stacked, and the knees are in. Now lift the knee up and lower. They call these clams. Now when you lift that leg up, don't roll onto that bottom glute. I want you to actually place this left hand on the top of the hip just to give yourself a tactile reminder that we want this hip forward, and then we're lifting up. So you're going to feel the hip and then feel a little bit more glute. Now when the timer goes, we're going to continue with that left leg using a light dumbbell. All right, so quadruped hip extension. Left heel pressing up to the ceiling. If you'd like, join me and take your lighter dumbbell, lock it behind that left knee, wrists under shoulders, lead with the heel and press up. So all I did to get that dumbbell behind the left knee is straighten the left leg, placed it right behind the crease of my leg, bent it, and now it's locked right in there. For many that try this for the first time, they always have us complain, or not complain, you guys never complain actually, but you comment and let me know that you really didn't like it. But then after you do it a few times, you kind of get the understanding of it, and then you're really going to feel the glute fired up, which is what we're doing. All right, now kneeling, both knees, or standing, completely up to you, okay? We have an Arnie press. So if you've been doing the 12-day series with me, we've done this in the past. Start with the dumbbells facing you, palms facing you. Now rotate, externally rotate, and then press, lower down, internal rotation, palms facing. Breathe as the dumbbells go up. Good. Tighten those glutes. Again, you can stand. You don't have to kneel. Last move of the tricep. We go back to left side clams. Now, if you are kneeling, this does make it a little harder on the shoulders because we can't get any assistance whatsoever from those legs. Last one. All right. Here we go. Left side clam. So we're going to lie on the right side. Knees are forward, feet are stacked, head rests on that bottom arm. Place that top hand right on that hip just to give yourself that reminder. We keep that hip there. We have lightness in the feet stacked, up and down, getting that outer hip fired up further. If you're having a real tough time, if you're quite tight in the hip joint, then this might be challenging trying to keep that hip forward. What you could do is go against a wall. So your hip, feet, and your shoulders and head are resting against the wall. That'll really give you some assistance. So, you got a video, just push pause and get yourself set up. Time. All right, we're not in real time. You can always push pause, get yourself set up, and then push play. I'll be here. Here we go. Left leg quadruped hip extension. Abs brace, knees apart, press that left heel up, bring it down. So I'm not allowing that left knee to actually hit my mat. It comes down, lines up with the other leg, but it's not hitting my mat. How the heck did I blow a shoelace? I haven't even stood. Woo. And as I mentioned, just try and get used to this dumbbell because, man, it does work. It adds that extra weight that left glute needs and then the right side to stabilize. Breathe out as we press the heel up to our ceiling. I have my right leg slightly bent, my right elbow slightly bent, pardon me, and I'm kind of leaning more to my right. Woo. All right. So we got Arnie press, standing or kneeling. Palms facing, externally rotate, press, and down. Great thing about these moves we've been doing so far in the series for the shoulders is we all start getting a lot of triceps too, which is an area that a lot of us want to work on, back of the upper arm. Last one, and down. All right, we've got one more on this side, okay? Whew. So we want clams, yeah? Perfect. Lying down onto that top of the arm, knees bent, feet stacked, hip forward, come on up. Now for the last 20 seconds, I want you to lift the feet off the ground. Breathe. Internal rotation, external rotation. Whew. Glute and hip. Let's go. One more. Whew. All right. Hip extension. So straighten the leg. Lock that dumbbell behind the knee. All right, flex that foot, kind of shift your body weight more to the right, press that left heel up to the ceiling. Don't overarch your low back either. We're not swinging this heel. We're taking it slow, being mindful of getting the muscles to do this job for us, not momentum or poor body mechanics. Now, if you're feeling the other glute, so that you're stabilizing glute, our right side here, that's normal, okay? Because so am I, because it is. It's really stabilizing while that left side does the hip extension. One more. Whew. All right. So kneeling or standing. All right, last Arnie press. Here we go. Palms facing and up. So we're gonna go into the right side for the clam and our hip extension, but our shoulder drill is gonna be different. And that's where we'll want the pair of lighter dumbbells. Breathe out as we press up. Tighten up that core. All right, so we want to make sure that we have that pair of lighter handy right away. Let's start down onto our right side, or left side, pardon me. Right knee is lifting, feet stay together, right hip is forward. So now we're on that other hip. Once again, if this is really challenging for you, please, if you've got, a wall space that you can quickly get to, you want your feet, butt, shoulders, and back of head against the wall. And then you're lifting that top knee. Right side, hip extension coming up. Let's do one more here. All right. So we want to lock that dumbbell behind that right knee now. So straighten, lock. Okay. Wrists under shoulders. I'm going to shift a little to my left now. Flex the right foot, press the heel up. Keep that core engaged so I'm not overarching my low back. Once you've seen me, we want the neck in line with the spine. Now for the shoulders, we're going to stand. So if you've been kneeling with me, it'll feel kind of nice to get off of the knees. Let's do one more. All right. So standing position, the light pair of dumbbells that you have in each hand. Now we're moving into a side lateral raise to hit the medial aspect of your shoulder, your deltoid. Mirror me, we're going to start with this arm. Just lift it to shoulder height only. Good. Softness in the elbow, wrist is straight. Other arm. Now both of them. Good. So it's single, single, double. Now, if you find that this is quite challenging, just stick with the single. The double is harder, so you choose what's going to work for you, or drop down in a pair of dumbbells if you've got that option too. Knees are soft, nice and tall in the body. Abs are engaged, so we've got that athletic stance that I've been talking about if you've been doing the 12 days of Christmas with me. Last one here. All right, so onto our left side. We've got that right side clam again, second set. So knees are forward, feet are stacked. Lifting up, keeping that top hip driven forward slightly, or maybe you're against a wall. I know I keep saying that. I'm saying it for a reason. All right. I've been teaching people this exercise for many years, and it is a tough one because a lot of us tend to be quite locked up in our joints. So they can really feel when someone places themselves against a wall, the area we're trying to work. So again, it's that sort of regress so we can progress faster. 10 more seconds. One more. All right, hip extension, right leg. Straighten that right leg. Place the dumbbell in, lock it in. Wrists under shoulders, knees apart under hips. Draw the belly button in, lengthen the spine. Press that right heel up. I have more weight on my right arm and left knee. We're standing with the lighter dumbbells in each hand in about 10 seconds. Let's get one more in. Whew. All right, so now we're gonna hit the anterior part of your deltoid, the front. So let's do just an alternating front raise. Dumbbells in front, shoulders pulled back and down, palms facing you. Follow me, right arm, up to shoulder height only, lower, left arm. So we're only going to shoulder height, and we're keeping our core, our lower body strong and stable. Anything above shoulder height actually doesn't get more deltoid fired up, and you could impinge on your bicep tendon, creating some shoulder issues down the road. So this is all about lifting safely for effectiveness. Light grip. Finish it off so that you do equal reps each side. Nice. All right, last set with our clams. Here we go. Right knee lifts. So let's lie on that left side. Knees are bent, feet are stacked, right hip forward, lift and lower. Those last 20 seconds, we'll lift the feet off the ground again and do an elevated clam. Ten more seconds, and then we lift the feet. Lift the feet, go. One more. Yes, and lower. Woo! All right, last hip extension, right leg. Dumbbell, lock it behind that right knee. Knees apart, wrists under shoulders, lengthen the spine, find neutral, draw the belly button in, press the bent knee, heel coming up towards our ceiling. Breathing out as we're pressing up. We're ideally trying to get that right quad lined up with our mat. Let's do one more. Woo! All right, so standing, our final shoulder exercise. What do you think? We've done medial head, anterior head. That's right, rear delt. So posterior head, we want hip hinge, dumbbells in front, and flies. You're hinging forward about 45 degrees, so you're not completely parallel with your mat or with the ground. Drawing that belly button in, tightening up that core, lifting the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades as they come up. We got mid-back too, but main mover here for us, rear delt. Last exercise. One more. And release. Hey, good job, you. Grab a quick sip of water. We're gonna just do a few stretches because this workout, due to the multiple sets, went pretty long, didn't it? So if you have time for a longer stretch, there are a ton on the channel as well as on Over 50 Fitness. Remember, on Over 50 Fitness, you can search your workouts, either time with our playlist or videos playlist, in which you'll find yoga, mobility, and our Move for 10 series. So just get into our shoulders. Arm is fairly straight, thumb is pointed up, press into the body, getting that rear delt, a little bit of medial as well. And then let's get into the triceps, because I said during all those presses we did, the triceps were assisting. So take that hand, see if you can get it in between the shoulder blades. That's ideal. And then help it out with that other arm and then lean away. Back to center, other arm across, thumb up, press in. Ooh, feel this one a bit more. And now, in between the shoulder blades, try to walk it down and then guide it down a bit more with that other arm, lean away. And release. Come into a 90-90 position. So you're going to take your right shin, line it up with the top of your mat. Your left leg, calf, line it up with the side of your mat. Rotate your whole body to that front shin. Hinge forward, and if you can, come right down on the forearms. And you're going to feel a stretch in that right glute area, or the external rotators, your piriformis. Now come on up, keep holding. I just need to shift so you can see me. You're now going to take the hand just to your side and reach up and over, pushing through this hip, stretching side body. If you want a bit more, come onto the forearm. Open up the chest. See if you can see the ceiling with your gaze as opposed to your arm blocking your eye line to the ceiling. And come on up. Let's do the other. Okay. Shin forward, other leg back. Find that stretch and then come forward. If you're able to, come onto the forearms. Otherwise, you just hold here, okay? We want to keep the inside of that back knee still on the mat. We don't want it to pop off. Couple more breaths. Let's come on up. Get this hand beside you. Reach up and over. Get the shoulders out of the ears. And if you think, I don't feel it, PJ, come down on the forearm. And as you do, you're pressing that back hip forward, rotating the body so that you're gazing up at the top, at your ceiling. Relaxing as best we can in other areas of the body. And then come into wide knee child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, sit back, walk the hands forward, forehead to mat if that's available to you. Lengthen through the spine by walking the hands forward more as you push the hips back to the heels. And slowly roll yourself back up. We did it! Hey, thank you so much for joining me. It's always so much fun when you do, because it's awfully lonely if nobody clicks the video, clicks play on the video. Hey, listen, and you can help this video out by clicking that thumbs up button. That helps it get found by the YouTube algorithm. Now, if you're watching this ads-free on Over 50 Fitness, make sure you head to our private community. I want to hear what you think of the challenge so far. Everyone else, drop a comment down below. We want to hear from you. Have a wonderful rest of your day and good job today. Bye.